If your goal has been to reach the upper middle class, you might be in for a disappointment. We live in an economic period when being middle class has pretty much lost its glory, and to be honest, the upper middle class is not completely unaffected by this new reality. In the past, being upper middle class meant being able to afford the kind of comfort that wasn't cheap or common because you made enough to feel secure in your financial future. Either because you built up enough savings or because you had enough plans in motion to guarantee the protection of your financial future. However, with inflation, a highly volatile economic market, and rising costs, being upper middle class has ceased to be what it once was. Here are some key things the upper middle class can no longer afford. Recreational vehicles and expensive hobbies. The upper middle class once had the means to afford recreational vehicles, including boats, recreational vehicles, and snowmobiles, along with other expensive hobbies. These types of leisure activities are now becoming unattainable. Not only have these items increased in price, but loan interest rates have also risen, making it even more difficult to justify such purchases. It's not only the initial purchase price that's off-putting. Maintaining these items involves substantial ongoing costs. For instance, boat owners must pay for docking fees, repairs, and seasonal storage, which quickly adds up. These financial strains mean that more and more upper-middle-class families are foregoing these luxurious items and opting for simpler pastimes that don't come with the same costs. International travel is now more of a dream than a reality. Previously, families in the upper middle class often enjoyed international vacations, exploring new places and cultures during extended trips. However, with the rising costs of everyday essentials and financial commitments, luxurious vacations have become out of reach for many. Where travel abroad was once a regular activity, it's now viewed as an expensive luxury. Between the costs of airfare, hotel accommodations, dining, and activities, these trips can easily drain a budget. Many people in the upper middle class are opting for more affordable travel options, such as domestic road trips or budget-friendly destinations, rather than lavish international excursions. The financial demands on households today make it harder to allocate funds for non-essential luxuries like international travel, spa treatments, and personal care services. Spa visits, massages, and other self-care treatments are also areas where the upper middle class has had to cut back. These services, once considered essential for relaxation and rejuvenation, are now more of an occasional treat than a regular habit. The added expectation of tipping increases the cost of these services, adding another layer of expense. As a result, many are turning to at-home alternatives for self-care, including using online guided relaxation videos or purchasing products to recreate spa treatments at home. Although there's still a prioritization of wellness, the approach is shifting to a more financially manageable one. College education without taking on debt. Sending kids to college without accumulating debt used to be a reasonable goal for upper middle class families. However, the rapid increase in tuition costs has made it a significant challenge. College expenses now extend beyond just tuition, with rising costs for housing, books, and meal plans contributing to an overall increase in financial strain. Some families are now seeking scholarships, financial aid, or community college options to reduce costs. Although higher education remains a priority, many upper middle class parents feel disheartened by their inability to fully cover these expenses, with a growing number relying on student loans or deferring costs through payment plans. A comfortable, stress-free retirement. For the upper middle class, the idea of a comfortable retirement free of financial worries is becoming harder to achieve. Inflation and increased living costs are eroding retirement savings, forcing many to reconsider their post-career plans. This has led some individuals to delay retirement or seek supplemental income through part-time work, consulting, or investments. While retirement was once associated with relaxation and financial freedom, today's upper middle class is finding that they must approach it with caution. The uncertainty of healthcare costs, market volatility, and general expenses makes it more challenging to maintain the level of comfort they once expected. Paying off the mortgage before retirement. You know, in previous generations, paying off a mortgage before retirement was a common achievement among the upper middle class. But today, however, rising property prices, property taxes, and other expenses make it harder for even financially stable families to reach this milestone. Many find themselves carrying mortgage debt longer than they anticipated. In response, some are refinancing to reduce their monthly payments, while others are adjusting their financial expectations to include mortgage costs as part of their retirement expenses. Home ownership was once a clear indicator of financial security, but the changing economic landscape means that this goal is increasingly challenging to meet. Home ownership in desirable urban areas. Owning a home in a desirable urban area has become nearly impossible for many in the upper middle class. Property values in popular neighborhoods have skyrocketed, making it difficult for even two-income households to afford a home. While families in the upper middle class may still be able to buy property, it's often in less desirable or suburban areas where prices are more manageable. For those who value living close to city amenities, this shift has required them to reconsider their priorities or move to areas further from the city. This adjustment serves as a reminder that financial security is increasingly dependent on lifestyle flexibility and adaptability. The growing cost of health and wellness. Health and wellness costs are another area where the upper middle class is feeling the pinch. Gym memberships, personal training, and access to organic foods are now seen as luxuries rather than essentials. Rising healthcare premiums and medical costs only add to the financial burden, leading more people to look for budget-friendly alternatives for maintaining health. Many are turning to free or low-cost online fitness options, such as workout videos on YouTube or fitness apps, to stay active without a pricey gym membership. This shift in wellness priorities reflects the broader change in spending among the upper middle class, as families make careful decisions to balance wellness with their financial limitations. Dining out and entertainment. Dining out frequently and enjoying regular entertainment is another area where the upper middle class is cutting back. Rising prices at restaurants and entertainment venues make it harder to justify these expenses. Instead of regular outings, more families are cooking at home and finding ways to enjoy time together without the extra cost. This trend toward at-home dining and entertainment has led many families to embrace more economical choices, including cooking meals together and hosting movie nights at home. While the upper middle class may still dine out occasionally, these activities are no longer as frequent as they once were. The upper middle class once enjoyed a lifestyle of comfort and stability, but today's economic pressures are reshaping what financial security means. Inflation, rising costs, and market volatility are redefining the line between financial freedom and financial strain, even for families who are considered well off. Maintaining this lifestyle now requires careful budgeting and a reassessment of what's truly necessary. The reality of being upper middle class in today's economy is evolving as more families adjust their spending and consider alternatives to traditional markers of financial success. They are finding new ways to achieve stability in an unpredictable world. Reaching the upper middle class remains an achievement, but what that status entails is continuously changing, along with the lifestyle expectations associated with it.